Namaste, my beautiful angels. Welcome to Angelic Inspiration Friday and your special reading and messages for September 22nd to 28th. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. Now, for this week's reading, it's going to be a little longer than usual because I will be talking about this powerful new moon solar eclipse that we are having on September 21st. This is a powerful eclipse. It will change and redirect the trajectory of our lives. Now, depending on this new moon solar eclipse is in the sign of Virgo at 29 degrees. So depending on where your rising sign or sun sign is in accordance with that is how it will affect you. And I'll go through each and every sign. I'll give a quick intro on what to expect during the time of a solar eclipse. And then I will go into each individual sign, starting with Aries, and at the end, just give a brief overview of what to expect for each sign. And I'll do a card reading for each sign. And then I will be doing a card reading, a three suit card reading at the end. All of this will be on my YouTube channel, timestamped. So please do log on through YouTube to my channel, and you will be able to then open the description and go right to your sign. So for example, if you're a Virgo, you'll see Virgo, the timestamp, you press it and you'll go right to the Virgo reading. Okay, and then at the end, it'll be card reading for everyone, and you can just skip to your sign and then maybe the card reading at the end. All right. So I just wanted to thank each of you for joining me each week. I do these readings, to keep connected with you. I haven't started doing personal readings as of yet. As many of you know, I am a medium, I'm a channel, I'm an astrologer, and an energy healer. I'm an Akashic Records practitioner. So I do a plethora of different things, and I really do believe that everything is connected. So, I'm also a channel, and I do channel spirit, obviously as a medium, but also the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters. And just before going into all of this, I want everyone to know that we are never, ever alone. Our loved ones in the spirit world are always with us. Our guardian angels, our archangels, and of course, the divine creator. So make sure that if you're going through any difficulties in your life, that you take time to connect to God, to spirit, and ask for the support that you're needing. Okay? So, powerful time, September 21st. We're having a solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo at 29 degrees. Now, what are solar eclipses? Eclipses in general, lunar and solar, are portals of change. And this is a very, very powerful time of change for all of us. And I believe that, if you have a planet like your sun or your rising sign in close to the 29 degree mark of Virgo, you will be most affected during the time of the solar eclipse. And I'm just mentioning this because many people are going through different things right now and wondering what the heck is going on. Well, it's eclipse season, and it's a very powerful time. I mean, lots of things are coming up. Now, I do believe that the mutable signs are going to feel the effects of the solar eclipse the most, or anyone that has strong Virgo placements in their chart already. And if you don't know, the mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Okay, so I think those signs will be feeling it the most. Now, we just had a lunar eclipse on September 7th in the sign of Pisces. And lunar eclipses are really about culminations, about situations and circumstances coming up, being ready to close off. And this could be in various areas of our life. Now, this new moon solar eclipse that we're having on the 21st of September has a little bit of a different vibration to it, because solar eclipses are all about new beginnings. They're about new directions, new ways of doing things. And this solar eclipse will really affect the part of your chart that Virgo is in. So please do stay tuned. And as I mentioned, I will have the timestamps on my YouTube channel, so you can go right to your rising and sun sign and even check out any rising or sun signs for anybody else that you want to check in on what they may be going through during the time of this solar eclipse. Now, the south node is in Virgo. So, there will be some components of letting things go, to make room for new things to enter our life during the time of a solar eclipse. So yes, it is about new beginnings, but there is a bit of a karmic component to this solar eclipse, and there will be a facet in which each of us will be letting go of certain things in our lives to make room for what this solar eclipse is highlighting and bringing into our lives. Now, Virgo is a very practical sign. It's an earth sign. We are going to, see that we will have to have unwavering focus and discipline as far as concentrating on practical matters and not wasting time on things that are holding us back. So some of us could be stuck in a loop or be going round and round certain situations, circumstances, toxicity, negative self-talk that aren't serving us, that are holding us back from really embarking on this beautiful time, this time of, new beginnings that are approaching for each of us. Virgo, again, is all about practicality. Purpose. It's about organization. It's about self-discipline. And Virgos are also very health-oriented. So these are some of the themes that could be coming up for each of us. So, refining our daily routines is going to be important. Like what we do day to day. Where are we not utilizing our time? Where could we be using our time better to our advantage? Also, where are we not being as productive? Where could we be more productive? Also paying attention to our own well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, because Virgo really does rule health and well-being. And so we'll be seeing this as a theme on a macro level: healthcare, health systems, things like that. Maybe social service programming, things like that will be coming up. There could be programs that are being cut, healthcare that could be, being cut, and how we as community, as individuals, can step up to help facilitate, this theme of healing, not only for ourselves, but for others. Service and offering help to others is also going to be a very important theme for each of us with this, solar eclipse in Virgo. Service. This is a time of holding more humility, compassion, kindness, generosity, because Virgo is very much a sign that is of service to others. This is also a time, a very, very important time, and particularly because of the full moon lunar eclipse that we just had in Pisces, and now this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, this is a time of letting go of unhealthy habits that we are holding on to, routines that are stuck, things that are holding us in place, maybe negative self-talk, perfectionism, trying to make sure that everything's perfect when all you need to really do is just take one step forward and everything else will fall in place. So we keep ourselves stuck, in these dynamics that are asking us to let go, things that aren't important. Organization and cleanup of our homes, of our spaces, of our offices, of our lives are going to be a big theme for us, as well as finding better routines in our work-life balance, better routines at home, better routines at work, maybe finding more efficient ways to do things, or maybe even finding a job or a vocation that's more in alignment with where we are in our life. And if we are at the stage of retirement, we may be focusing on something completely different, as far as maybe not working, but being of service to others, right? So organizing our current path, or maybe finding an altogether new path, is what might be highlighted for each of us. So now for those of you, my darling, I'm just going to write the video down, okay? For my beautiful Aries, sun and rising signs. So for you, my darling, vivacious Aries, your sixth house is being touched by this new moon solar eclipse in your sign. And this is all about health, work, service, routine, new beginnings in routines. This could be changes on a soul level for the better for Aries. Aries could feel a little bit more fatigued than normal, in need of more balance. And overall, what we're seeing for Aries is new starts in their job, new habits, new routines, maybe not only new jobs, or maybe new ways of doing things in your employment. You could be changing locations in your employment. There could be things coming up with health and work balance for Aries. So where are you maybe putting in too much time and not enough time? Maybe too much at work and not enough for yourself, for your health and well-being. So it's about, work and health life balance for Aries. So I think Aries, it's a very positive time of movement, of change. Things are going to be coming up for you that is going to show you where there has to be adjustments made so that you can have the equal balance of your health and well-being and your work family life. Okay, beautiful Aries. So now for Aries, I'm just going to pull one card from Spirit to give us an idea of what message does Spirit want to give to Aries today. Beautiful, beautiful. So for Aries, the card that you got for this new moon solar eclipse is inspiration. Inspiration, Aries. Amazing. So for Aries, your ideas that you are getting right now are divinely guided. They're divinely inspired. Take action accordingly and set it into motion. So everybody that knows or has an Aries in their life, they know that they're go-getters. They don't waste time. They move before they think often. They're just, always the forerunners, Aries. So Aries, this is a time of great inspiration for you. Again, sixth house matters: health, work, service, routines, new beginnings, new partnerships. There could be new partnerships, better partnerships. You could be working with different people, different clients, different staff. So lots of changes that are coming for Aries for the better. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we've done Aries, and now we are going to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. So for my beautiful Taurus, for you, my darlings, so this new moon solar eclipse for Taurus sun and rising signs, it is activating your fifth house. It's also opposing Saturn. So your fifth house, my darling Taurians, my best friend is a Taurus, is about creativity. It's about romance. It's about children. It's about fun. It's about hobbies. And this solar eclipse in your fifth house can initiate you doing more of the things that you love to do. You could be, in a position where you're winding down from some sort of an organization or a group, a community that you've been with for a very long time, Taurus, and you are kind of, in preparation for venturing into something new, something that resonates with your heart, that nurtures your inner child, okay, Taurus? You could be more artistic as well, Taurians, and you could be considering starting something completely new, like a new business. You may be worried about how other people will see these changes in you, but you can't hold it back, Taurus, because it's coming up within you. There's a spark within you. You might be asking yourself how you can make more time to do the things that you love doing, because you could be in a little bit of a transitory phase where you might be winding out of one thing and then going into another. Do things that you love. You could be wanting also to spend more time with your partner, with certain friends that fill you up. You could also be finding that certain people just don't resonate with you anymore, and they don't really have, what you need moving forward for Taurus. So you could be letting go of people that aren't in alignment with the new you, right? You could also be having, some themes around children for Taurians. So, you could be having changes to your children's scheduling. Your children could be moving away. They could be going to college. They could be in a new circumstance altogether in their life, where maybe you were doing regular soccer games or basketball tournaments, and now that phase is ended. Things could be changing for your children in their lives. So you're finding that you're having to kind of change with their changes. And you might be, even getting help from others, hiring people who could support you more so that you can do more of the things that you enjoy doing. Okay, Taurus? So this is an exciting time. I feel like it's a very transitionary time for Taurians, and work-life balance, but really finding what it is that makes you feel the joy inside is where you're at right now, Taurus. So for my beautiful Taurus, sun and rising signs, what is the message that Spirit would like to give our beautiful Taurus? Beautiful. And the card you got, my darling Taurus, is authenticity. Authenticity. Is that magnificent or what? Wow. So you are being asked, my beautiful Taurians, to trust that your real self, whom God created, divinely perfect, has the strength and the knowledge needed for the situation that you are currently in. Is that amazing or what? Authenticity. So be you. Nurture you, my darling Taurans. Beautiful cards. So now I'm just going to write down so I can put these onto my timestamps. And now we are moving in to Gemini. So my beautiful Geminis. I love Geminis. I get along very well with Geminis. And I have a lot of family members that are Geminis. Now, Gemini, this for Gemini sun and rising, this new moon solar eclipse is activating your fourth house of home, of family, of emotional foundations, of parents, of children, of roommates. This is about, there could be themes of cleaning the house, renovating. Perhaps you may be moving, Geminis, or moving someone out of your house or in your house. There are very big themes around home and family for Gemini. This is also very potent time for deep emotional cleansing from within for our beautiful Geminis. This could also affect pets as well in your household. Now, there could be some tensions between work and home for Gemini, or you could be in a new phase of your life where you're actually perhaps retiring, or, letting go of, something that you did for a very long time. This is, so there's a lot of possible moves for Gemini. There could be, more organization around the home to make things better, letting go of things, Gemini, that aren't cluttering your space, that you don't need anymore. And, doing things with Mercury in the fifth. This is a time of new, fresh starts for Gemini. You also have Cancer. So you've got Cancer in your fourth. Okay, just looking at this. So for Geminis, you may find that you may have to be taking care of a family member more, maybe a parent, maybe a child, and just bringing more foundational support to your family and being willing to step up and to hold that balance in that space for family. Okay, so for Geminis, it's all about, as I mentioned, home, family, emotional foundations, parents, children, roommates. Okay, so for my darling Geminis, I'm going to ask Spirit for a special card for you for this beautiful new moon solar eclipse. This is for sun and rising signs, Gemini. Wow, Gemini, amazing. So the card that you got, Gemini, amazing. It is success, success. So my darling, beautiful Geminis, whatever you are concentrating on right now, and the theme could very much be focused around home, family, foundations, children, grandchildren, that sort of thing, roommates, tenants, and just the general layout of your home, things that you're letting go of, things that you're bringing in. The card that you got, my darlings, is all about success. You should be very proud of yourselves, dear Gemini. You have worked long and hard, and you're coming to a time of very successful completions while holding those strong foundations for your family, for your roots. Beautiful, beautiful card, Gemini. Amazing, amazing. So I'm going to now just write the timestamp for the next sign, which is Cancer. All right, so for my beautiful Cancerians, for you, my darlings, and for rising and sun sign Cancers, this new moon solar eclipse is activating your third house. And third house is, all about communication, about learning, siblings, social media, traveling. These are some of the themes that could be coming up for our beautiful Cancerians at this time. Harmonizing family relationships. This eclipse could be highlighting a need to communicate with family, perhaps that you haven't spoken to for a long time. You could also find that certain people that are close to you or like family, maybe a neighbor, part of a community group of yours, could be going away, moving away at this time. As far as Cancer goes, you will have new opportunities, my beautiful Cancerians, in learning. So utilize that time to learn new things, things that you've wanted to learn about. You could be purchasing a new vehicle. You could be considering traveling in the near future. So yeah, that's where the focus really is for our Cancerians. Maybe you could be also, going into or meeting people of new communities. And for Cancerians, this is a very good time to declutter your mind. I think for all of us, but for Cancerians, you may tend to hold on to things like worries, doubts, fears that you really have no control over, Cancer. So, you're being asked to let go of those things that aren't serving your highest good. You know that saying, let go and let God? Well, that's what's being asked of you, my beautiful Cancerians, okay? So let's see what Spirit has for our darling Cancerians. Wow. So, Cancer, you got perfectionism. And I just talked about letting go of the fears, the doubts, the anxieties of things you cannot control. Well, the card that Spirit is giving you, my darling Cancerians, is perfectionism. So you can go ahead and polish your creative projects fine, but don't allow perfectionism or perfectionistic fear to result in stagnation or in procrastination. So don't get caught up holding yourself back because you feel that something isn't good enough. Hold that to your heart. Let go and let God. And I really do feel you're going to see some amazing things as far as your third house is concerned. And that's all about, like I said, communication, travel, learning, siblings, family. So beautiful, beautiful time for our darling Cancerians. So now for my beautiful lions and lionesses, and I'm just writing down my numbers right now, for my darling Leos. So for Leo's rising and sun sign, this new moon solar eclipse is going to be a little bit more difficult for Leos because it is hitting your second house of finances. It's your second house, which rules finances, self-esteem, your resources, and your material goals. So it's kind of for Leos, it's a little bit of a balancing act. You need to be more, or I should say less judgmental on yourself, because I believe that Leos are just creative in general, and they set the precedence very high for themselves. And if they don't meet that precedence, they tend to get down on themselves. So for Leos, you need to be less judgmental with yourself at this time. And it's going to be an important time for my Leos, my lions and lionesses, to start communicating and telling important people in your life, your partners, your children, your family, what you want and what you need. There may be some blockages in communication with Leos, and Leos need to communicate more. Leos will be evaluating and scrutinizing their finances more, really looking into better money management for those, that are working. And just in general, even if you're not working, you'll find that money management is going to be a very big theme for Leos. And also, work. So if you're a retired Leo, maybe not so much. You could be semi-retired. You could be thinking about something that you may want to do on the side to compensate your income, but something that you really enjoy doing. And I really do hear Spirit saying, take time, Leo, to really sit and contemplate on how you can make some side income in a way in which you really love doing what you do, something that you're good at. Because Leos are very, very creative creatures. They have huge hearts. And so, find something that resonates, that will kind of give you that spark that you'll enjoy. This is a time for Leos to really put themselves out there, to, fight for something that you're worthy of, as far as work, as far as resources, more money, seeing, really what you want to do, and sitting in quiet meditation and contemplation to see what will work for you, that you can do, to supplement your income, or do moving forward, that you'll enjoy. And, this could mean for Leos letting go of some free time, because you might be investing in other ways to make more money. So you may find that you have to let go of some free time that you have, but it'll serve you well, because you'll learn something new, you'll do something new, it'll be inspirational for you. And Leos, in partnerships, you could find that there's a bit of an imbalance. So if you are dealing with a partner, like a spouse or family members, you could find that one person is putting in too much and one is not putting in enough. So you want to have that balance. And when you have that balance in equal give and take, you find that the relationship gets better. That's also coming out for Leos. If you have a client-based business, Leos, you may be charging more for your services. And Mercury in your third house is really highlighting new skills, new learning, also new people, like could be coming in to help Leos, new mentors, coaches. There could be things that are coming up for Leos that have really kept them stagnant. And it could be that hamster wheel going around and around, being stuck in the past. And there may be things that need to come up. And this isn't just for Leo. This could be for many of us. We're a mentor, a counselor, maybe even a financial advisor, or somebody that helps with our banking. Other people will be of much benefit, even though if you may be saying, no, I don't need anybody's help. But once you get the help, you'll feel so relieved. Okay, my beautiful Leos. Now for Leos, your special card for this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. It is, let's see what Spirit gives to our beautiful Leos. Spirit, please give me a card for our beautiful Leos. What do they need to know right now? Oh, there we go. Wow, Leo. So the card you got is media. So there may be a talent or something that you have that people need to know about, that you need to share with other people. Perhaps you need to start posting more on social media, or doing some sort of an online job or hobby that will bring in a lot of followers. You can reach more people by working with video, audio, print, and online media. So for Leos, this might be something that Spirit is guiding you towards. If you have a love for something, maybe you need to be doing more of that on social media and bringing a following in for yourself. For example, if you're a healer, if you have a knowledge base on animals, on seniors, on anything, maybe you need to start talking about that on social media, and that will then open up new doors for our vivacious Leos. Beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, so now we are going to my darling, beautiful Virgos, and I'm just writing down at the same time so that So for my beautiful Virgos, Virgo, 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 this Virgo sun and rising, this new moon solar eclipse is activating your first house. Your first house. This is the house of identity. It's the house of appearance. It's the house of personal goals and initiatives. Virgos at this time could really be letting go of parts of themselves that no longer resonate with the new you that you are becoming. You could have found yourself perhaps isolating yourself a little bit in the recent past, in relationships and partnerships, because a lot of things have been coming up because of these vast changes in your life and not knowing, maybe being at crossroads in your life at this time. And if you are a Leo that's on the cusp, you may want to also watch the Virgo. So, this is a time of really new things coming into your life. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? What is all part of this new you, that this new version of yourself that's emerging? You may be thinking to yourself, you need to speak more positively. You need to balance your life more, your finances, your home, your worth, and the value you bring to the world. Okay? Virgos, you could have recently had a transition or maybe transitioning with a work situation or something you've been doing for many years. You may be starting something new altogether and letting go of habits that aren't serving you, creating new routines, embracing better habits. You could also find yourself, changing your look in some way. New clothes, new cut, new color, new identity. So Virgos, this is quite an exciting time, for getting a boost with your self-worth and for exploring new life trajectories. Okay, so something very new and changes that are coming up for the better. They may be uncomfortable at first, Virgo, but in the long run, they're going to serve you amazingly well. So it's the first house of self. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has for our beautiful, vivacious Virgos. Virgos, sun and rising. What is the message from Spirit? Oh, no, that's going sideways, so I don't think that's for you. So just it's like a certain cards want to come out and then they stop themselves, Virgo. Okay. Beautiful. So for Virgos, you actually got two cards, okay? And the first card you got, my darlings, is detox time. Detox time. So for Virgos, because this is all about your first house, this really makes a lot of sense because you are letting go of toxins from your body, from your mind, from your spirit. You're letting go of the old you. Slowly, slowly, things are changing. And one by one, you're going to find yourself a completely different person, okay, by the time we hit next year, doing different things, looking even differently, speaking differently, okay? So in order to do that, a lot of, negative, toxic things need to come out that are surrounding you. Negative self-talk, people that aren't serving your highest good, putting more into your body, your mind, your spirit, going to the gym, and bettering yourself in some way. That's the theme that Spirit has for you. And the second card, my darling Virgos, is vision board. So, you're being asked to really take time to think about what you want to create as far as this new you. And there are many ways to do this, right? There's many, many ways. But one of the ways that Spirit is mentioning is to start a vision board, to get a vision board. In the center of that vision board, put your favorite picture of yourself. And around it, Put all of the beautiful things that you are going to manifest this year. Is it a new vacation? Is it a new home? Is it new friends? Is it new enterprise, new business? Whatever it is, put, cutouts of magazines. You can find them on Pinterest. Put it around your picture and put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. Maybe in your bedroom as soon as you wake up in the morning. Put your hand on your heart and thank Spirit, thank God for this beautiful, image that is in front of you that you are collectively manifesting. Beautiful, beautiful card, my darling Virgos. All right, so now for my Libras. Okay, so for Libras, just counting the time here for my time stamp. Sorry. So for Libras, this Libra Sun, Libra Rising, this new moon solar eclipse is in your 12th house. And the 12th house is a very private house. It's the house of the subconscious for Libras. It is also the house of hidden matters, dreams, losses, maybe hidden enemies. It's the house of illusions. It's the house of spirituality. So all of the dark, maybe even the esoteric part of your chart that is highlighted for Libra, Sun and Rising. For Libras, you could feel more tired at this time and in need of more rest. You could feel like your energy is spread so thin that you're giving to too many places, or you may be doing too much. There are things that are coming up for Libra on a very subconscious level that are clearing out. And, and that's not always comfortable, okay, my darling Libras? So allow this process, sit with it, and especially things about yourself that you're holding on to, fears, doubts, anxieties. It's time to let that go, Libra. There could be secrets, there could be hidden information, there could be illusions that are coming up, ways of thinking that you may be thinking, I don't want to, be entrenched in this anymore, or, thinking about this constantly. It shouldn't be taking up rent in my mind, right? You could be more reclusive, more tired, as I mentioned. But as I said, stresses, doubts, illusions, fears, these are all coming up to be released. Not always comfortable, but you may be finding, my beautiful Libras, I am a Libra Sun, and I find that, and I'm very much resonating with this in the 12th house, but it's also a very potent time for spirituality, and that's where I have really focused my anxiety and all that I've been going through internally, subconsciously. And so, when I get up at 4:30 in the morning, I've got a very, potent practice, I should say, regular practice that I do of meditation, of prayer, and other things. Libras could be finding that they are, being guided towards, past life regression, mysticism, meditation, yoga, hypnosis, like anything in the spirituality realm, right? To help you come out of, that subconscious that's been holding you back. And, for Libras, you could be also enjoying or able to enjoy a little bit more fifth house matters. So that could be having more fun with children, with partners, with pets, with creative projects, and focusing more on that and on the spirituality components as you allow, all these heavy energies to kind of come up so that they can be cleared. So getting a lot of rest, focusing on you might be focusing more on psychology or spiritual matters, getting more rest. Libras, try not to isolate yourselves, okay? Because when you are in that part of your chart, it is very easy to isolate. So if you've been isolating, try not to. If you find that you're not talking as much and you're so caught up in your headspace, please, try to pay attention to the people and circumstances around you and involve yourself. Try not to be too caught up in the mind space unless it's a time that you have set for yourself. Like, for example, in the morning when you are connected to God and meditating and praying. Okay? Beautiful. So for Libras, wow, beautiful, beautiful card. Creative expression. So for Libras, God's divine creativity is expressed through your actions, okay? And so Libra's fifth house also rules creativity, which is activated for you at this time. So if there is something creative that you've been working on, that you want to do, that you want to learn, beautiful time to do it, my dear Libras. Okay, so now we're going on to our vivacious Virgos. Now, Virgo, this is, and I thought I did Virgo already. I did Virgo already. I'm sorry. We're going on to Scorpio because we just did Libra. Okay, so for my beautiful Scorpions, for Scorpio, this is a turning point. Big themes here for Scorpio. A time about seeing what brings you more joy in your life. You could have been stagnant for a little while. This, new Moon Solar Eclipse is affecting your 11th house. This is the house of goals, social circles, groups, networks, community, aspirations, friends. So, and because Mercury is in Libra, in your 12th house, you might be also feeling what Libra is feeling, where things are getting, coming up to be released at this time. So that a new direction can be formed for you in your 11th house. So feel free to go back and if you're a Scorpio, even a cusper, to, listen to the Libra reading. So Scorpio, your intuition will be much heightened at this time, and same with Libras because you're in your 12th house. So pay attention, because for Scorpios, you could be divinely guided towards things that can help you practically, like in practical matters, jobs, going somewhere that might get you a new job, going somewhere where you may meet somebody. So pay attention to that, divine guidance, these divine downloads that are coming to our Scorpios. You could be, spending more time or helping your family more. You could have an important person or friend that is either leaving your life or coming into your life. You could be changing the way you look at friendships, Scorpio. These friendships served me well when I was in high school or when I was in college. And what am I getting out of them now? Is it the same? And maybe opening yourself up to new groups, new social circles. And this in turn will bring new inspiration into your life altogether. This, I think for Scorpio, this eclipse is a very big incentive to change major life changes in your life. And also very much like Virgo, creating new version of yourself, Scorpio. You may need more support as well as you're going through this, making a new version of you, a better improved version of yourself. So you may find that you're relying more or with your close family and friends more, needing more support. You could feel a little bit more isolated, Scorpio, as well. Like Libra, you're being asked not to isolate yourself, to get out, to speak more. If you are an artist or a creator, my beautiful Scorpios, this is a powerful time for you, because this is an amazing time to highlight and showcase the creative talents that you have, that you may have been recently working on. Powerful time for that, my beautiful Scorpio. So big changes are aloof in home, in life, in family. related matters, and also relationships, friendships. Like shallowness is not working for Scorpio anymore. You're looking for, true, solid relationships, friendships, okay? And I do feel for Scorpio, this could be a time where you may be going into a completely different, if you are looking for a job, a completely different job that maybe brings in more money, maybe something that is more creative. So yeah, lots of beautiful, beautiful things coming up for our Scorpios. This is your message from Spirit. But the biggest thing that Scorpios have to concentrate on right now is forming new habits, new routines, and surrounding yourself with the people that love and appreciate you, that bring more joy into your life. Okay, Scorpio? Beautiful. And the card that Spirit is giving my darling Scorpios, beautiful. Express your inner truth. Express your inner truth, Scorpio. Amazing. So your creative work shines brightest when it reflects your genuine feelings and thoughts. Okay, Scorpio? So express what you have inside. Don't leave it there. It can be valuable to many, many people. All right? Beautiful for my darling, beautiful Scorpios. So now I am going to Sagittarius, my beautiful Saggies. So for Sagittarius, this lunar eclipse, my darlings, is in your 4th house of home and family. So, sorry. No, the lunar eclipse in Pisces was in your 4th house of home and family. And this solar eclipse is in your 10th house of recognition, reputation, career. It can also be activating your house of relationships, which is your 7th house. So there are big changes as far as career, where Sagittarius is concerned, and also relationships and home and family, because the lunar eclipse in Pisces really focused on the relationships, and now it's all about 10th house of career, recognition, reputation, good things happening. You could be collaborating right now, Sagittarius, on new exciting projects, ideas. There could be changes in career. You could be getting promoted, or you could be wanting to do something altogether different in a new position. And something may or may not be working for you in a group setting, so you may be trying to look for something else. But, overall, this is a time of career advancement for Sagittarians. Beautiful, beautiful time. You could also be feeling a little bit more tired, Saggies. So, take time to rest as well, because it's an exciting time in career for you. Now, for Sagittarians, I do think that, since 2023, there has been a lot of stress around family and home and, home base and that sort of thing. And I think you're coming ahead now. Like that stress is no longer the same. And so you're having more time to spend on your career and vocation, but you could also be having in some way to take care of children or grandchildren or parents, but it seems to settle in your life nicely. Okay, you may be taking responsibility for a parent or for children, but the burdens of home and family that you felt in the past, those are diminishing for Sagittarians. There could be big changes in career, and you will get support from the home base or from people that are like home and family, so that you can transition into something new and exciting in your career. You could also be finding, Sagittarians, new friends that are coming via your professional circle, and evolution in your friendships, like friendships that are more heartfelt and where there's equal give and take for Saggies. Okay, beautiful, beautiful time for our Sagittarians. Let's see what card spirit wants to give to our beautiful Sagittarians. Okay, beautiful. Wow, Sagittarian. Birth. Now, this could mean a literal birth of a child, but this can also be a time of new life, new ideas, happy news, exciting projects. All of these things are blossoming within and around you. And I mean, it goes so perfect with your 10th house lit up of, reputation, career recognition, like all of these things that are coming for you. There's also, a burst of happy news for new projects. And you could, if you're, wanting to have a child, Saggy, this could be a very potent time for that as well. Beautiful, beautiful card. Beautiful messages from my darling Sagittarians. Now, for my Cappies, my beautiful Capricorns. So for Capricorn, sun and rising signs, this solar eclipse is in your 9th house. And the 9th house is about travel. It's about higher learning, beliefs, philosophy. It's about the philosophy of the world. It could be about your in-laws. It could be about siblings. It could be about foreign lands. It could be about your spiritual beliefs and institutions, publishing, legal matters. So the 9th house is quite a big house, okay, Capricorns? Some Capricorns could be going back and forth about, things that have to do with, property, family, money, siblings, maybe even legal matters could be highlighted at this time. Immigration, moving, legal documents like visas, these kind of things could be coming up for Cappies at this time. And positively, you could be studying something new, Capricorn. Going back to school, going back to college to do something that you really, really love. Transportation could also be highlighted. You may be considering getting a new vehicle or traveling. For Capricorns, you could find that you find very choice people as teachers and mentors who could really help you at this time with guidance. And not only guidance in whatever it is that you're learning, but guidance in any area of your life, okay, Capricorn? And this could be time for Cappies of career changes, of career advancement. And also you may be going through certain themes of balance and responsibility in financial matters. So for example, do I have enough money to go back to school? Do I have enough money to send my kids back to school? As far as siblings or parents, who is financially responsible for taking care of mom or taking care of dad? Or like those kind of themes could be coming up. But there could be a really big shift in your belief system, in your religious standpoint, or going back to what you believed and then maybe let go of a faith-based practice, something like that, that gives you a lot of strength. So for Capricorn, new philosophies, travel, short distance travel, shifts in belief systems. It's an exciting time of learning. Yeah. So Capricorn, it could be a busy time for you as well. Capricorns are such hard workers, very strong work ethic, very well known for that. And if you're not working right now, you are probably indulging yourself in helping in some capacity or doing something. Okay, beautiful Cappies? And let's see what Spirit has for our beautiful Capricorns, please, Spirit. Okay, this card jumps. So Wow. So for Cappies, the card that you got from my darling Capricorns, motivation. Motivation. So pray for guidance, Capricorns, as to how to increase your enthusiasm for and focus on a particular project that you're doing. You may be finding, and this is what I'm getting from Spirit, that you're kind of spread too thin. You may be working, you may be going to school, you may have children to worry about, parents to worry about, and then you're just unmotivated. And so, Spirit is saying pray for guidance. Pray for guidance on how to increase your enthusiasm so that you are excited, okay, to do the beautiful things that you have in front of you. Beautiful card for my darling Capricorns. Now for my very last sign, which is Pisces, and I'm just going to write the time down. Okay, all right, for my darling Pisces. Sorry, Aquarians, yes, Aquarius is after Capricorn, correct. So my beautiful sun and rising Aquarian. So for Aquarius, you could be thinking more about creative ways to make more money or save more money. Now this is for your rising sign or your sun sign. And the solar eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, is in your 8th house, Aquarius. So you might want to, you may even be thinking about going back to school or learning something new. But the South Node is opposing Saturn. So there could be some karmic entanglements with people at this time for Aquarius. If you have some sort of karmic things with people, you may be letting go of that, things that that aren't serving your highest good. Shared resources will be a theme of what you're both bringing, or who's bringing what into the relationship as far as resources. Transformation in intimacy and communication. So you may find, Aquarians, that this is a time in which you're changing the way you speak or not speak, and you're trying to speak more and be more communicative, because when you are more communicative with partners, with friends, it brings more intimacy within the relationship. It fosters more deep bonds, and this is also a time for Aquarians to release trust issues, bringing more balanced discussions into relationships about the bigger topics in your life, okay? And you could be finding that past wounds are coming up at this time, Aquarians. So that's one of the themes. And then the other theme, the 8th house, it's reassessment of your funds, of your money, maybe collaborations with a partner, or how to bring in more money, how to balance your money better. Reassessment of funds, maybe collaborating with a partner, again, on how to bring in more, or how to save more. You could be also talking to an advisor, a banker, or somebody like that could help you and give you good advice. And also on the other side, you could be healing past wounds and trauma. Things could be coming up for Aquarians that you just kind of have kept in, and it's not serving you. So any sort of counselor, therapist, advisor can very much be beneficial for Aquarians at this time, because you could really get some good advice. You may be humming and hawing and no, I don't want to go. But once you go, you would feel so inspired and so uplifted. Okay, my darling Aquarians. And you will find, Aquarius, that you are more easily able to come up with creative solutions to your finances. You might have opportunities for more fun, more travel, spending more time with family. And so if you get those opportunities, Aquarius, take them. Enjoy every minute with your family, loved ones, and friends. You could also find, because of how this is hitting your 8th house, the solar eclipse, because it's also about release. So you're letting go of past wounds, traumas, ways of being that are not you anymore. You know, things that maybe you've held on to since you were young. But you could be finding yourself lacking the self-esteem during this time that could create issues with intimacy with partners, okay? So you really need to work on these things, and other people can really help you to build your self-esteem at this time so that your intimacy is strengthened in relationships. And you could also be feeling that you are lacking financial support, or that you need more financial support, and you're being advised to really talk about what's coming up for you, okay, my darling Aquarians? And also how to, you know, take care of debt, or how to bring in more money that can alleviate some of your debt. Better money management, checking your credit cards to see if maybe there are reoccurring fees that you're paying that you have no idea that you're paying. So those are all eighth house kind of matters, you know, shared resources, transformation, intimacy, communication, releasing trust issues, deep bonds. Okay, my darling Aquarian. So that's all coming up for you at this time. So it could feel heavy for Aquarians, but these things need to come up so that you feel lighter, so that you can heal certain areas of your life that you've not wanted to look at. And let's see what Spirit has for our beautiful Aquarians. Here we go. Wow, Aquarians. Prosperity, prosperity. I've got chills right now for my beautiful Aquarians. So in this, you know, in this time of, you know, your eighth house being activated, psychological matters, debt, karmic entanglements, things that are not serving you with people, and then the South Node opposing Saturn. So shared resources, transformation, in intimacy, in communication, deep bonds, releasing trust issues, and helping, working with partnerships to get better finances, to make your relationship better. And then you get the card of prosperity. So working on these things, my beautiful Aquarians, is going to help you a great deal in resulting in incoming abundance in your life. And I'm not hearing just financial abundance. Yes, financial abundance, but abundance in your relationships with your spouse, with your family, with your friends. You will take more time, Aquarius, to look around you to see how blessed you are and how much abundance is around you, and work to let go of the things that aren't serving you anymore, because prosperity is on its way to you. How amazing is that, my beautiful Aquarians? Now for my darling Pisceans. So for Pisces, it's 108. Okay, just writing down the timestamps as I'm going. So for Pisces, my darlings, so Pisces sun and rising, this solar eclipse in Virgo is activating your seventh house of partnerships, of relationships, on one-to-one interactions, and it's in opposition to Saturn opposing Neptune. So, you know, healthy boundaries is a theme for Pisces. There's going to be big changes, I would say, in relationships. Contracts could be coming in for Pisceans, friends, colleagues, clients, workplace relationships. And I do really feel for Pisceans, relationships are going through a transformation for the better for Pisceans, okay? New relationships could be coming in, or you could find partners are going through a difficult time and they need more support. You know, shared resources could be a theme for Pisceans right now. Who's putting in what? How do we navigate paying everything that we have to pay with what we have. You could have changes in your own finances, Pisces. At this time, maybe you've lost some financing, or for whatever reason, maybe you're on maternity leave, funding, pension, whatever. Maybe your finances aren't what they used to be. So there's a reevaluation of finances. For Pisceans, you could be focused also on expenses of children at this time. If you've got children that are college age, it could be, you know, college. It could be if they're just starting preschool or daycare, it could be, you know, having to come up with funds for that. For children in general, you might have to learn to be a little bit more vulnerable, my darling Pisceans, in relation to merging with others in partnerships. I think Pisceans are they're very intuitive, but they are very set in their ways. And so I think there's a theme that's coming up where, you know, you're trying to see all the relationships in your life, and how are we going to, you know, evolve these relationships in with friends, with colleagues, with partners, with work relationships. Where is the give and take taking, or where is the give and take being made, I should say. And what relationships in your life are not cutting it anymore, Pisces? Because if they are not serving you, I think you might be just letting go of those relationships altogether. For those of you that are, you know, looking for somebody, this could be, or looking for partnership or finding the right partner, you could be contemplating on, you know, why have I not found that perfect person yet? Or you could be actually meeting somebody that fits the, you know, what you're looking for, Pisces. You also are going through a lot of Saturnian lessons, Pisces. So you could be trying to integrate these lessons that you've been going through for the past year. But it's a very beautiful time for partnerships for Pisceans. And also, like, your partner could be bringing in more money. You could be finding that you're having to do more on one end, while, you know, partnerships are doing the other, trying to understand each other's point of view and what each person is going through, equal give and take. So those are the kind of themes for my beautiful Pisceans. So just, that's for rising and sun signs. So I'm just going to, and I mean, if you're moon, I'm a moon Pisces, so I would also look at my moon sign as well. And wow, so for Pisceans, you are speeches and speaking is the card that Spirit has given you. Speeches and speaking. That almost feels like a tongue twister. So for you, my darlings, you know, you are so intuitive, my darling Pisces, and very well versed in many different things. Usually Pisces are very educated and spiritual, intuitive at the same time, or they've got a lot of life experience. And, you know, Spirit is saying that you have a lot of important messages to deliver that can help others, Pisces. So you could also be in a helping profession. You could be in the healthcare, like Virgo theme, social work, whatever it is, but in a helping nursing, you know, something that is that helps others. And Spirit is asking you really to step up and to speak and you know, give that information to those who can really benefit from it, okay? Because I think you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, Pisces, that could help others, okay? And you'll find that that will come back to you as well in different ways. The more you give, the more you get, and there will be a wonderful balance in relationships coming for you, because it could have been a bit of a tug and a push and a pull, okay? And yeah, so that's for our Pisceans. Finances, again, could be, you know, not doing the best, but I do feel that that is going to change within the next 6 months. So start looking for ways in which you want to focus as far as your goals are concerned. Well, my darling Pisceans and all of the other signs, those were your special messages, your horoscope, and your special card reading for this new moon solar eclipse that we're having in Virgo on September 21st. You are probably feeling this, and you will be feeling it even after this solar eclipse. Take time to nurture yourself, to love yourself, to get out in nature, to ground. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, make sure you take time to nurture you. And now I am going to start my 3-card reading. And again, please make sure that you look at the timestamp so you can just go to the sections of this long video that you want to see. Thanks.